Hello, Leo. Welcome to your reading for your predictions for November 2022. We're going to get started right after you hit subscribe to Hangman Tarot, please and thank you. Go ahead and click that bell too if you would like. While I'm shuffling and getting these cards ready, go ahead, hit subscribe, do your thing. I'm going to get into the current state that you're in now in the mind, any immediate concerns, obstacles, challenges that you might face in the month of November, as well as all the way leading into that likely outcome, of course. So let's get into our current energy. Okay. All right. So your current energy is commitment, a relationship, some sort of connection. So if you're with a person, that is your current state of mind, that is something that you're dealing with as far as maybe a love connection, maybe, hold on. Yeah, so definitely dealing with some sort of a relationship connection just in general. Could even just be a love affair. Again, however this aligns with you, please allow it to. Whatever this is, it's an experience that you've been searching or that has been empowering you. You're trying to be fulfilled in it. But it does feel like you're kind of like running uphill and then you just slide right back down. So every time you try to take off in the experience or deal with it, it's just like almost like you just fly right back down. Now, again, this is already something that is in progress. It is in the process of happening. So again, partnership, commitment, anything dealing with a love situation, this is what you're doing. You're searching it out. You're trying to be empowered and fulfill in that relationship, in that experience. But it is frustrating, especially if you kind of keep sliding back downhill every time you keep going back up. So that's exactly where we're at on that. Let's get into any immediate concerns in the month of November. Six of Pentacles, Five of Wands. Okay. So could be dealing with your business, could just be dealing with something you're passionate about, something that's going on energetically, just something that you're connected to even. But it is something of you kind of feeling like you may be in over your head, just kind of taking advantage or feeling like you might be taken advantage of. But careful with spending. For some reason, that's being indicated here also. And just kind of know your truth and understand that it is necessary to deepen further and further into your awareness and making sure to find some sort of unity in that and in life. Yeah.
Like if I cook a pizza, will you cut it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Love you. Okay. So anyway, so it's just a good time anytime you're in over your head is to go on the inside and check things out, maybe introspection time. But there is an imbalance of power here. And I feel like there's some sort of a competition. You're at odds with somebody, and this could be a trouble, insecure space in the relationship or in a connection in general. So it is a conflict, but it will bring change. Of course, it always will. I feel like you're clashing with somebody now, or just having some sort of a butting the heads. I mean, whoever this might be. What is the likely outcome or the root? Okay, so it's probably over confusion. It's probably just some sort of confusion. Because you're ignoring what you actually need, and you're in this competitiveness, or you're in this ego mode where you actually probably don't communicate much when you're doing it. You could have even had communication blocked and you didn't get something. So the confusion is surrounding just kind of ignoring again what is actually needed here. And this is some almost like a new start to something, or trying to restart something here. The likely outcome is just you kind of wanting to be alone and not be dealt with. You don't want to deal with it. You want to withdraw from it. You're like, I don't want to know the truth of it. I'm not going to introspect this bullshit. I am getting into a place where I'm going to feel accomplished, and that's it. You don't want to stop, and you're not stopping to see anything here. You're definitely going to withdraw from it. So moving forward into that. I don't know what that is. That's probably dealing with work. That could be just the outer situation, or maybe just trying to keep up with the Joneses energy or whatnot. Just trying to have the biggest house on the block. And, Ted down the block has a bigger house. And then you're like, well, screw Ted. And then you go buy like an even bigger house. And then he buys it. It's just going to keep going. And you didn't get the communication that, Ted's going to move in like a year. So there's no reason to be upset or competitive or whatever. So that's where I took it. Let's get into anything that's in the past that might be affecting this situation, especially with that competition or that ego or that fighting, the confusion. It's just confusing because you're not actually, claiming what it is that the situation is about. You're not knowing the truth here. In the past, okay. In the past, there was definitely changed feelings. Now, this could have been the ending of a relationship where you kind of walked away from a certain situation that had a mother role in the position. So your other person was a mother role, or they lost their mother, or maybe you could have lost your mother, or you are the mother. Not quite sure. I feel like you're definitely dealing with a mother. There was a disruption here, though. This mother figure or this role model or this leader in this empress position was not doing what they were supposed to be doing because they're motivated by their lover, and they weren't motivating themselves, really, okay? And their heart was very much out of touch in this situation or in this relationship, and there was a lot of deception in between the situation and the ending of the relationship, okay? And there was a really rocky road, and the truth here would have been better, but there was just a lot of secrets, and there was a lot of things going on that were hidden in the past when you're looking back on it, especially even now. So any information that came in gave you all the information you needed to be like, okay, there was definitely somebody deceiving me in this partnership or this relationship. Now, that's going to have a lot to do with why you're in such a kind of like a fight mode in this work relationship. This could just be dealing with somebody you have a financial string with, but this is definitely seeing the whole picture here, though. The seeking the truth out and finding a solution, that's what you did. And in that experience, you had to walk away. Okay. Again, however that aligns with you, vice versa. Let's find out what are the circumstances that are really upcoming here in November. Okay. Nine of Pentacles down. Page of Cups up. Seven of Wands up. Just like guarded. What is going on? And you're not exploring. You're not trusting that you will, like, if you were to get through a specific journey, even within the mind or within or spiritually or wherever, I feel like you are not trusting yourself to get yourself through that. I feel like you don't seek it because you don't think that your mind is ready for it or you're not prepared for it or something. But it's like these cards are screaming that you need it, though. Okay. Yeah, because there's a lot of spending, but there's also you're very guarded. And in November, you're definitely not coming to an ending on that. But I feel like you're going to be trying to rest and heal. And it's like, at this point, you're like, oh shit, I spent too much here. And then you're going to have to go over it again. So as far as financials, just check with your money bag, make sure no reckless spending. Yes, if it requires spending, of course, spend, but just that's what it looks like. And there's an inability here to actually just take a moment and rest and heal if you're not in the money, because you don't sit unless you're, in the fortune. You do not. So anything kind of like surrounding this situation or really influencing this is the fact there's some surprises that may come out, or something stagnant that is going to be expressed. I don't know how deep this emotion goes for you, but it could be dealing with that, the mother person that you were dealing with. Maybe it was a baby mama. Maybe it was a stepmom. Maybe it was just like a mom, or like, again, it could have just been like somebody you knew as a role model. But you are connected with them with finances. So I just feel like, again, something will come out of stagnancy and it will be expressed, okay? And this is going to bring a lot of defiance to you, and you're going to stand your ground, okay? And you're going to make sure that you take advantage of any information that you may or may not know about this. So you'll seek out the information. and it will inspire you to keep fighting. So keep fighting this case or this situation, or whatever this is, because this person is very childish. They have childish behavior, emotionally a little bit immature, which doesn't make them a bad person, just makes them somebody who's hard to talk to for you. And it could even be somebody from your childhood. I don't know if that resonates, but let's get into anything here. Fear and hope. You have a fear when you trust your intuition, which again is screaming to me you need to do some inner work and some spiritual stuff, connecting with those childhood memories, also going to the root of things. I also feel like your hope is that there will be a start. And you're going to examine the situation that you're wanting to start, but you're hoping that you can get it to start up, because this is going to feed you all of the information that you need to really get into examining this situation. Is if you have all the information and if you're able to start something new with this, with a person or with a job or with your passions or whatever it is, I feel like that's a hope here for you coming into the ending of your month of November. What is the likely outcome of November? Okay, so coming to a, some sort of a happy ending, of course. Now, I feel like whatever this is could have something to do with love. Yeah, because it's making you feel like you are on top tier, okay? You are going to be focusing on the comforts of a really comfortable relationship by the ending of November, whatever that means. And this is, again, a loving situation. So potentially something very long-term. It's the next step. You're trying to take a next step. You're trying to add good things to a relationship. You're trying to add marriage even, maybe. But long-term happiness is for sure. And this is you finally accepting the inevitable. You're trying to accept the life cycle, the next cycle. And that is a part of it. That's a huge part of it. And that's where you're finding your balance or your peace. Now, I feel like this has already begun somewhat. That acceptance, the part where you're like, okay, this is inevitable. I'm going to do this. Okay. That has definitely begun. That's something you're very aware of already. And I feel like you already know that you're going to be in a very solid and committed relationship. So you're very aware of these things. Now, your person that we could be talking about right now could be a water sign or an earth sign. But this is something that has you kind of in a place where you're feeling solid. You're like, okay, fine, let's do this. So, I mean, you could even potentially be in a relationship by the ending of November. Damn. Okay. All right. All right. I hope you enjoyed your reading. I got to get out of here. Please hit subscribe to Hangman Tarot. Leo, go ahead, enjoy the rest of your month. Click that bell so you don't miss next month for your upcoming predictions. Other than that, I am going to say goodnight. Enjoy the rest of your evening.